Leisure Facts presents 5 of the most insane serial killers. Number 5. The Monster of Florence. Florence is one of the most romantic cities in the world, but in the 1980s Italy was an extremely religious country where sex before marriage was seen as a huge sin. The serial killer Il Mostro di Firenze, or the Monster of Florence, first appeared in 1981 in Florence, Italy. The murderer became famous for his particularity in killing people. He always targeted romantic couples that were out alone in car at night, shot them at close range with a .22 caliber Beretta, and then mutilated the sexual organs of the female victim with a sharp knife. The killer was responsible for 16 murders between 1968 and 1985. 4 men have been arrested, but police came to the conclusion that the real killer has never been identified. The identity of the Monster of Florence remains a mystery. Number 4. Richard Trenton Chase. If you're not feeling shocked yet by the terrible acts of the Monster of Florence, now you will. Richard Trenton Chase, also known as the Vampire of Sacramento, began by drinking the blood of small animals like birds and rabbits and blending their organs with Coca-Cola to create a disgusting mixture. Once he was released from a mental institution, Chase decided to move his creepy actions towards people. He engaged cannibalism with his victims, frequently dismembering them and drinking their blood. Over the course of 1 month in 1977, Chase killed 6 people in California and was caught when he murdered an entire family in 1979. Later that year, Chase was sentenced to death. However, he beat the system by committing suicide with an overdose of prison's doctors prescribed antidepressants that he saved for several weeks. Number 3. Joel David Rifkin. Joel David Rifkin was born on January 20, 1959, and 3 weeks after his birth he was adopted by a couple from New York. In 1965, the family moved to East Meadow, Long Island, where he was enrolled in elementary school. However, he had trouble fitting in with his classmates, and slowly he became a target by the bullies. Even when he was a teenager, he tried hard to make friendship with people, but he couldn't, probably because he was suffering from undiagnosed dyslexia. The mistreatment and isolation completely changed the character of the man. Indeed, he started having daydreams about raping and stabbing women, inspired by the Hitchcock's movie Frenzy. Around this same time, his parents gave him a car. He started using it to troll for prostitutes near Hampstead and later Manhattan. His passion for prostitutes started increasing in college, where he started skipping classes to spend his time with prostitutes instead. In 1989, Rifkin couldn't stop his violent mental fantasies anymore, and one day when his mom went on a business trip, he decided to bring in his house a young prostitute. And after the sexual intercourse, he strangled her to death. He then dismembered her body with a knife, removing her identity by taking off her teeth and fingertips. He hid her disjointed head in a paint can and the rest of her body into garbage bags. Then finally he abandoned the body parts in different places between New York and New Jersey. He killed the other victims in the same way. No matter his brilliant way to hide bodies, in June 1993, Rifkin was arrested by the police, who found a dead body in pieces in his car. Joel Rifkin is now serving 203 years in the Clinton Correctional Facility. I don't think he will live enough to see freedom again, but who knows. Number 2. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was an energetic and happy child till the age of 4, but after the birth of his little brother, he started feeling jealous and taken less in consideration by his parents. Even in his case, during his early teens, he was a lonely person who didn't have any friends or company. At the age of 14, he started having his first instincts towards murder and necrophilia, which is the sexual attraction for dead bodies. Dahmer's killing spree lasted for more than 13 years, and the victims were principally black men at gay bars, malls and bus stops. He lured them home with promises of sex or money and gave them alcohol mixed with drugs before strangling them to death. He would then engage in sexual acts with the dead bodies before dismembering them and disposing of them, often keeping their genitals or skulls as souvenirs. Luckily, Dahmer was arrested in 1991 and sentenced to 16 life terms and then killed by one of his fellow prison inmates in 1994. Number 1. Otis Toole. Otis Toole was born in Jacksonville, Florida and committed his first murder at the age of 14 after being picked up by a traveling salesman who didn't pay him after sexual intercourse. Toole ran the man down with his own car. In 1976, with his sexual partner Henry Lucas, he started making any type of crime possible. Even though he got married in 1977, the wife complained about the homosexual relationship between him and Lucas, and therefore the woman left him. Once arrested, the two confessed that they apparently killed and ate around 100 people, including the murder of the America's Most Wanted host, John Wall's son. On July 27, 1981, the mother of the 6-year-old boy Adam left him in front of a video game display in a shopping mall and went to see some materials far from him for just a couple of minutes. When she came back, Adam was vanished.
We'd appreciate anyone with any information about him or have seen him or think they saw him to please call the house.
2 weeks later, shocking discovery. Adam's head was found in a canal not far from the mall.
We think we gave it our best effort to bring him back. I just wish it had a happier ending.
Adam evidently was too good for this world.
After 2 years, when Toole was arrested for burning down a couple of buildings, he admitted that he was also the murderer of Adam. In his words, Adam came willingly with him after a certain point, and then when he had the chance, he took the little boy in the car and drove off towards his home in Jacksonville. Along the way, Adam started crying, so he stopped the car, punched Adam on the face and started raping him, and after some time, he used a machete and... Fortunately, Toole died in prison for liver cancer in 1996. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more.